Yo, what is going on YouTube? Hope you guys are doing fantastic today. Today, we've got Surtr. I got roasted for saying it like 9 different times. Surtr, I think is what it is. I don't know. Something like that. But he looks super dope. It's the fire giant. Hope you guys enjoy.
And I mean,
I thought he looks at me.
Incredible to look at, but you know, as we look at this and we get to see a turnaround here in just a second.
Oh, look at him.
You know, I've seen y'all design gods from the ground
He's
up.
big, like Atlas.
World, so this is
Yeah.
finished,
So we're gonna. It looks like we're just going right into it, checking out his abilities like we usually like to do.
Yeah.
He spawns an imp.
Oh, that's so crazy.
Nice.
But he's gonna be like a team fight beast. At least he doesn't have AoE autos like every god they're adding. Dude, if he gets ganked, he just has a free get out of jail free card.
All right, and yeah, I guess we'll start with the passive. So his passive's called Obsidian Flesh, and what's going on with the passive?
Basically, when he loses enough health, you know, okay. Well, I guess things to notice is that he is a warrior, right? He's a physical-based warrior. He has melee basic attacks, although with a little bit increased range. But when he does take enough damage via that passive, you can see a little bit of a obsidian fragment kind of splits off of him.
Yeah.
And Surtr himself can pick that back up to regenerate some of the health that was lost over time, as well as a protections buff. Thing to
That is
note as well is
insane.
that enemies can actually step over those fragments to destroy them. So if you're versing a Surtr, just make sure when you're when you're hitting him and you see him get low, you want to tread over those
That is
fragments.
insane.
It's a dancing lane, which is pretty cool. It's
sure
also
to
his
stomp
main
out.
form of self-sustain and regeneration. So you really want to deny him those if you can. And he really.
I wonder
wants to
how
take those.
much
He's
damage you
a
need
little
to
mini.
take for you to get one of those shards. Because surely it's not every time you take damage. It looks like his auto attack range is also slightly longer.
And if you look right there, the first hit.
does
is
have
standard,
AoE.
Second and third hits are cleaves, and the fourth hit is a heavy hit. The second hit's also kind of a.
Oh, come on.
But yeah, let's move from the passive and the basic attacks to the first ability, Flames of Muspel.
Let's do it.
So Flames of Muspel is, you know, singular in purpose, and what it does is it is a basic attack stim. We've seen a few of those before, but it has a couple of unique effects. In fact, it has
Kinda like
quite a
Gilg?
few interesting things going on. We can't just do things simply, right?
How long does he last?
Surtr sets his Sword of Blaze, and when he next hits an enemy god, it deals bonus magical damage.
He has magical damage and physical damage in his
There's a little bit of a
kit.
transcendence here. He is going to be dealing bonus magical damage. There is a physical burn that's active as well, because if you have a fiery sword that's hitting
So the
you, it's gonna
16
set
damage
you
is from the
aflame a little
imp.
bit. So let's go back to that in a second. So he deals physical burn damage as well as a bonus magical damage proc. Also, you can see he's the Lord of Muspelheim. He's got to bring his fiery horde with him. That's what he does to break the Bifrost Spirit. So this ability actually spawns.
So it's only the
a
next
fiery
person
imp.
spawns one.
That will.
Those imps are from that fire giant pit.
Yep, we wanted to kind of bring that idea back again. So one of the goals for our version of Surtr as a playable character was to make sure that we harken back a little bit to what he is like as an NPC, but we didn't want to just directly draw all inspiration from that. That's not very exciting.
Is 2400 health
So
low?
one,
Maybe it's normal.
unique and
Maybe
does
it's normal.
bonus magical damage is it actually is a stacking mechanism. So if you kill when the debuff is on an enemy, that flame debuff, that damage, if that enemy dies while that flame damage is on them via yourself or from any other sources to make it a little bit easier to stack, you actually gain that bonus magical damage proc increases in damage every single time. So you can keep stacking that up to 200 times, I think is the last number we went with. It is an obscenely large amount, and you have obscenely small fragments
What?
of damage you're going to be increasing over time. So this is a long game. You can continue to empower your bonus magical damage proc because it doesn't scale. You can't buy magical items or anything like that. So the more you utilize,
So he has almost infinite
Flames of
stacking on
Muspel
his
to, kill lane minions, kill
one.
jungles
That's
of Flames of
sick.
Muspel.
I love stacking. Like, I mean, it's not perma stacking, but 200. I don't think you're killing 200 minions. So how much does it do? 38, 38, 38, 38.
So Surtr is the fire giant.
Doesn't really-
What
I mean,
he wants to
160
pick
at level-
things up and throw them around. So we want
No
something a little
stacks.
bit unique here. So as you can see, he's kind of has a two-targeter mechanism. The first time he picks something up, if there is nothing around him, he will just grab a meteor from the earth itself
just stun.
and chuck it forward, stunning the first,
Range
stopping
stun.
on the first enemy and stunning it. However, if there is a lane minion around, which we don't actually have spawned right now,
Don't tell me knockbacks.
he'll actually pick that up, and it'll throw through all the different enemies and stopping on the first god hit. Now, if we spawn a fire imp from his one, you can actually pick that up as well as the third option, which works very, very similar to the lane minions, except it stops the first enemy stuns them, and does an AoE explosion. Now note that dimps from.
It looks like it lasts
the
for
AoE,
like
and well, maybe from somewhere else too.
15 seconds.
So Ember
This is
comes up
I'm pretty sure
next.
this is the burning around him.
Yeah, so Surtr expands a fiery ring around
So he's
him
got
with
a
Ember
burst.
that provides him movement speed.
Burst at the beginning and the
If
end.
he hits enemies with it, it also deals damage and slows them, and it can it expands and contracts. So the expansion and the persistence of the ring deals damage once.
Oh, you can
the
cancel it
contraction
early.
Does damage a second time. While that ring is active, if the enemies are within the actual like outer ring component itself, they will take ticking damage as well. But if
Oh,
they're
it's only
inside
the
ring,
outside.
inside kind of that donut shape, they won't take any damage from that persistent tick. They'll still take the expansion and contraction damage, but they're actually not going to be taking the persistent.
It persists even longer than it's gone? Like the fire underneath them? Oh, so it's a slow. Oh, okay. It's a movement speed slow. Okay.
Also, the more enemies you hit with this, the more movement speed Surtr gets up to a small cap too, and that's enemies, not just enemy gods. So the more you're kind of
Oh, so if you do it in
this
lane.
to gain
Yeah, you should just do it in wave to get a ton of
one
movement
last
speed.
fun mechanism too, which is if there is a passive fragment out, Ember Walk will actually automatically pick that up.
Oh, that's cool.
So there we go. So if that's there, you can see that picking up
Oh,
from rate.
nice.
So that way, if he's got that active,
Holy
he's
cow.
getting smacked.
That's pretty
All right,
sick.
so we've made it to the
Ico's kit like combos with itself a bunch. No, this is the get out of jail free card. So it seems like very, very even hard to juke.
That's what happens. So after a short build-up, as we've seen with similar rooted CC immune abilities, Surtr surges into the air, infusing into a large meteor. While he's in the
Wait,
air,
how
Surtr
many
is actually
minions
immune to all
spawned?
damage and can choose
2
where he
per
comes back from
character?
that. Kind of similar to like what we've seen with like Inbowned 3. So you can actually kind of move as you're falling. Now, before you actually fall to the ground, several mini meteorites split off, dealing damage, kind of actually focusing enemy gods too. So if there's enemy gods nearby, it will
5?
come in on them. The enemies can try and move out of the way too. Or it'll choose randomized locations if there's no enemy gods and no enemy minions. You can see there was 1 meteorite each that kind of targeted
5.
onto the zone.
5
Flames
of those minions.
That is, I mean, that is an incredible ability to look at.
It's a good knock up too. It's not like a knock away. It's like a knock up.
One piece of their kit or one part of their design that you look at and you say, I can't wait for skins to come out for this. I want to see what a
I wonder if
different look
picking
for
up
this
your own
feature,
minions
but like, I want to see what a
delays
skin
them.
looks like, because that is just such an incredible.
Like if it lasts 15 seconds, I wonder if picking them up delays the timer. I want to see if he picks one up.
To see this not only in play, but to also see what kind of beautiful ideas are.
Like it actually only lasts 10 seconds.
Make that really shine, or shine even further in the future.
Yeah, there you go. So that
It did pause.
that is
I'm pretty sure it
Surtr,
paused.
The Fire Giant, the first god.
It pauses when you pick them up. I wonder if they aggro towers.
Awesome.
Curious if he can split push. Like, if he can split push, he kind of turns into like a League of Legends character.
What are y'all looking forward to see?
Where his kit is more than just about like team fighting.
To max at least, but you do want to start with it 'cause it's kind
probably
of your only cleaving ability. You
One
also really
maxing.
want
Or maybe you
certain
wouldn't
players
one
are, like,
max.
good versus
So then you can just
amazing.
secure with it.
Being
I don't
super
know.
surrounded, like,
What do you
that's
max
just-
then?
that's just
2
a little
for
bit too
clear?
much. So
I don't know.
he's
You could do
he's a
2
little
or
bit
3 for
lane
clear, I guess.
bully.
I think he might struggle late game. I'm curious though, but I don't know. He looks sick though. He looks sick though. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Surtr looks absolutely sick. Let me know what you guys think about him. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. See you guys again next time. Peace.